really, if you look at Milei and what he did, because we only started paying attention right at the end when he actually became president.
Yeah.
But his background prior to that, he was obviously an economist, but he was also quite a notorious and almost kind of like really, the only equivalent you could sort of say in Australia, a little bit like, you know how Pauline Hanson, like she's just almost like a meme, like a cultural artifact.
He was that.
So he was that, but not in politics. He was doing things like Dancing with the Stars. He was doing things like, news show appearances, and he'd have these kind of like, not Charlie Kirk format, but back and forth on like news shows. They'd bring him in to be like the token crazy, libertarian, whatever. But his like takedowns of the Peronist,
that helped him get up.
Status machine, 100%.
But we've got Dutton and Batten.
That's right.
Good luck.
Well, I think that probably about either towards the end of the first leaders' debate in the federal election or midway through the second one, I realised that the Liberal Party needs to die. Like it was that bad,
absolutely.
like that bad. And prior to that, I'd sort of been like, oh, we can make them better, and we can be encouraged, whatever. To be honest, like during the federal election campaign, I just realised that we need to be investing in the long-term alternative, because I think it can get worse in Victoria than it is, and I don't think they think it can. Yeah. But the reality is, if anyone's familiar with the WA electoral results, there was like a period there. I think they got 2 members in the lower house.
But at the same time, so I'm interested in gun rights, because if I lose my gun license, my farm falls over. Like I have to kill the animals that we sell, that we eat. I have to kill the animals that are eating my flock and my tree.
Have you expressed sovereign citizen thoughts?
No, I love the government. I love the government.
But like in WA, they're basically taking guns off people who have...
Well, this is my point. In WA, you've got Liberals gone down to nothing. Mm-hmm. And okay, that might be good for them, because then you have something rise up. But nothing's rising up, mate.
I don't think it'd be good for them. I don't think it'd be good for the Liberals. I think like...
No, but this idea of Australia needs to get a bit worse to have an Argentinian revival. In WA, it is so bad over there right now. Not just with gun rights. In the West Australian newspaper, in bed with the government, doxing. It's just nuts what's going on over there.
Yeah, so there's a guy the Free Speech Union is representing at the moment in WA called Declan, and he was like a librarian at the City of Armidale, and he didn't even do anything at work. He was just writing for The Spectator as like a side thing, not anonymously under his own name, but he was never speaking about it at work or anything. And then some of his co-workers found out about his secret life and his dangerous ideas, and suddenly he was like frozen out of, and basically like almost performance managed and disciplined out of work.
So he's suing for unfair.
So he's bringing a discrimination claim in the WA State Tribunal, but like even at that level is what I'm talking about, like at that sort of like public service level, it's almost like wrong think,